So, Toby, I want the Israeli participants to feel as prepared as they can be. So what do you think they should be doing in the weeks leading up to the residency?
I think that all of you should be doing consistent practicing all the time, not just leading up to the residency. You should not, a week or two before the residency, start to practice 8 hours a day, because that's a good way to get hurt. And our curriculum is demanding you're basically playing most of the day. So you need to be in shape, and you need to get in shape over a long period of time. So you should be doing consistent work. I know it's very difficult with school and the demands of everyday life, but I'm sure you know by this time how to work that out. And you shouldn't over-practice in preparation for the residency, and you certainly shouldn't under-practice.
Mm-hmm. And Mary, how can they best come prepared for chamber music?
Such a great question.
Thank you.
You know, he's also a wonderful violist and chamber musician. I always suggest, and I'll put this in an email when we send out the assignments to you guys, I think that one of the best ways to prepare your part for chamber music is to, first of all, make sure that you have a copy of the part and a copy of the score. Prepare your part, make sure you have measure numbers in your part. Maybe go through with your teacher if you have any questions about certain passages. And I would mark in some bowings and fingerings and practice it with the metronome. I also suggest to everyone that you go through the score and you mark certain things into your part, like mark into your part every place that you have the same rhythm as another voice in your ensemble. Or mark in your part, I don't know, some rhythmic cues. If you're playing an accompanying figure and there's a melody going on, just write in their rhythm for like a half a bar or so. Or if you've got a melody and there's a small subdivision going on along with your melody, write in a beat or two of what that rhythm is. We'll talk about other things as well, but I think metronome work is also really great. I'm personally addicted to the metronome. I named my metronomes. I'm currently
should be your friend.
Yeah, they are. They're friends. I have two. They look like little mini Darth Vader hats. I call them Darth.
Mr. Perlman, how should they be prepared for orchestra? What should they do to prepare?
For orchestra, you get your part. When you see some black notes, practice them. That's very simple. You know, you don't want to be surprised by anything. That's the thing about, you don't want to, you want to be familiar. You don't want to just put yourself as a sight reader in the orchestra. Especially if you get the part, it's useless to just get the part, look at it, and then feel that you're sight reading when you actually play. So go over the part. Some of them are tricky. Put in, if you see a passage that's a little tricky, and you try a fingering that works for you, mark the fingering in the part, and always play the same fingering. The minute you do that, your brain then becomes familiar with the passage. Because if you play one fingering and the next time you play another fingering, make sure, get the pencil and write it down, and then try it and see, is this what I really like? Then practice it. That's my suggestion.
Great.
And another.
Just when you thought it was over.
Just when I thought it was over. You don't have to worry about your partner playing using the same fingering. Whoever has a comfortable fingerings, that's what you should practice.
Great.
I have something else that I could say, word to the wise, which is when you work out a fingering with Mr. P and it's decided upon, do not come into the next lesson with a different fingering. I wouldn't do that. Is that good advice?
Absolutely. Because it's really good advice and it's really logical. Because
well, what happens if you decide a fingering in the lesson and they go and they practice the fingering and it's really not okay for them?
And we can talk about it. Then we can see, is it the fingering or is it you?
Okay.
So we can talk about it. But the important thing is once you decide what it is, just do it. Sometimes I have people come into lesson and I said, but you played this one? Oh, yeah, that's my first fingering. I have two pairs. And the other day, somebody was saying to me, oh, well, I have this one and then I have that one and I practice both. Wrong.
Not a good idea.
Wrong. Just practice one. You decided, practice it.